Aloha, beloveds. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your presence. I'm wanting to share some downloads and information um, about shame. I just sat up with Combo again this morning, just myself and the medicine, and spent some time recently. Well, pretty much every day I've been going to the beach, and um, there's a lot of nude bodies there, and folks swimming naked, which is so liberating. And it's surprising, having spent 3 weeks here now, how this is just not normalized yet in our culture in the United States. Even here in Mexico, there are only certain beaches that's normalized and culturally appropriate. But what was coming up, what has been coming up for me this morning, sitting in meditation after my combo session, is just knowing that it's really important that bodies, the physical bodies, naked bodies, are valued and celebrated and honored in a good way, with purity, not out of just because there's a naked body around doesn't mean that there's sexual intention or that there should be sexual energy involved intentionally. We're animals, so we have physical responses, of course, but it's, just noticing shame. I myself am still having some challenges around it. I certainly feel comfortable being topless for the most part, but even then, sometimes when I notice attention on my breasts, I feel self-conscious and I feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And so, yeah, there's a lot out there. And I was at the beach the other day, and there was a sister sitting with her boyfriend, and she wanted to take her top off, and she looked around to see if other women were also topless, and when she noticed that a couple were, then she proceeded to do so. And yeah, it just feels like we have to support each other in this, and it's important that we are comfortable in our bodies and comfortable with our bodies, especially in Zipolite at the beach there. There's a lot of older folks that come. They're, probably in their 50s, 60s, some even in their 70s, and they're naked and swimming, and it must be really liberating for them, especially that generation, the way they were raised. Many of them in the church, to feel free to do that. And there's even hotels in Zipolite where you can be naked inside the hotel all the time. And so, I'm sure that that's very healing. It does feel very healing in a lot of ways. I've noticed men too, like, because I'm in a female body, I think about what it's like for women, but just noticing for men to be able to expose their lingams and walk around freely, how liberating that must be for them, because that part of their body is so kind of demonized and like shamed for them, not to show themselves, not to expose themselves. And I know in some parts of the US, I believe in Oregon, I'm not sure if it's still like this, but if a man is to like be peeing outside, he can be labeled as a sex offender. And that's just so wrong. It's just so wrong. So I pray that we can hold space for each other to free ourselves, to feel more free in our bodies, to enjoy our physical body, our physical temple, which houses our spirit, and to celebrate it, like celebrate the beauty of it, celebrate the functionality of it, the health of it, even celebrate the imbalances when things aren't so beautiful or aren't so in balance, like just the complexity of the human body and what it can do and the forms it can take, and yeah, different forms of the body too, celebrating that, like not this typical stereotypical female shape or male shape, but just celebrating the beauty and diversity of all bodies is really important. And I think it will heal a lot in the collective the more we continue to address this, um, and make space for bodies to be celebrated in a good way. And yeah, there's a lot of body dysmorphia out there, not being comfortable in your body or wanting a different body. Um, Feeling one way but not really being that way. I experienced that myself a good part of my life, having gone through periods of anorexia and feeling like my body was ugly or fat and that I needed to starve myself in order to fit into a certain societal mold or to be considered attractive or desirable. So this is super deep. It's super deep. And I just encourage you, if you have any feedback, comments, questions, to please leave them here um, on this video, and we can support each other and we can start a conversation around this. And it's definitely something I'm going to be bringing up in the women's circle, the womb circles that I'll be holding here soon. Um, yeah, it's just really important that we address this in a good way and hold space for each other and celebrate each other and love each other like that, and unravel the trauma around body shame in particular, and you know, like women feeling they need to look a certain way and men feeling like they need to look a certain way. It's unrealistic, and the diversity is beautiful. Just like nature has diversity of colors and shapes and forms, we as well are that. And so it's beautiful to behold. And it's more about health, you know, like, are you healthy? Do you feel healthy in your body? Are you in alignment with your path? And that's what should be held as the goal and the intention, is to be in right relationship with our individual medicine and path. So yeah, I hope that this message finds you well and it helps encourage you, and and to be witnessed and to be seen in the processes that we're going through as human beings, and as light bearers, you know, spirit carriers. Yeah. Thank you so much. Mahalo. Aloha.